So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are after 2 full days of exchanges, networking, learning. I hope that you've benefited from the content that has been curated for you. I hope that you've made the most out of these 2 days, and it is still not done. We are slowly getting to the final highlights before we officially close this 5th edition of the WorldPtX Summit. We will start this segment and continue this segment with a hopeful note, and we will hear about the latest findings and takeaways from the Hydrogen Council report, which is a report that has recently been published. And it's a new annual publication that is tracking the progress and priorities of the global hydrogen industry. So this is called the Global Hydrogen Compass 2025, and it offers us a clear, data-driven view of the sector's evolution. And for that, we are very pleased to welcome on stage Mr. Franck Le Baron, who is ENGIE Group Hydrogen Deputy Vice President, and who will walk us through these key takeaways on behalf of the Hydrogen Council. So please join me to welcome on stage Franck Le Baron.
Thanks a lot, Manal. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy to be back in Marrakesh for this annual event. I've been here every year. I've lived in Morocco 15 years ago. I like this country, and this country will one day be very active around hydrogen and ammonia. So this is great. Today, I'm not talking on behalf of ENGIE. I'm talking on behalf of the Hydrogen Council. Early in September, the Hydrogen Council has published in Milano, at the occasion of the Gastech event, a compass, a photo of the hydrogen world. And Ivana Jemelkova, the CEO of the Hydrogen Council, was not able to be with you today, and she's sorry for that, but she asked me, Frank, at ENGIE, you are one of the 13 founding members in 2017 of the Hydrogen Council, so please deliver a message on my behalf. The idea today is to give you optimism, okay? The hydrogen world is very slow. It's a little bit delayed. The projects sometimes are delayed, but there is a reality. It is on its way. So, in fact, opening the news every morning and seeing projects delayed or cancelled, it's hard to stay positive, of course. There was a lot of enthusiasm, hype, as we said, but today there's a little bit of disappointment. However, instead of wasting time and being sorry about that, I would like to give you, on behalf of the Hydrogen Council today, a message of optimism. So the compass, and you will have the link at the end of the presentation, the compass that was published by Hydrogen Council early September, is really a photography of what is happening, and we can see that hydrogen is on its way. Okay, it's a little bit slower than expected, but it's on its way. The compass shows that, in fact, the various, let's say, data, questions to the various CEOs and so on, gives some results. The reality, as the global clean hydrogen industry has surpassed $110 billion of committed investment. Isn't it great? This is a reality. So we have to be, let's say, optimistic about that. This represents 35 billion in addition to last year. So it confirms a growth. Sorry. My second slide is this message. Since 2020, more than 1,700 hydrogen projects have been announced. Of those projects, 510 have now passed final investment decision. When a project goes through final investment decision, it becomes a reality. It is not then able to be built. So, $110 billion of committed investment, 510 projects past FID. These numbers all lead to the same conclusion. Hydrogen has arrived. Projects are coming online. It is happening. Of course, it is clear. Not every idea or announcement ultimately succeeds. In the current challenging environment, it further accentuates the natural attrition, of course. But we have counted some 50 projects globally have been publicly cancelled in the past 18 months. 50 projects. It only represents 3% of the project. So 50 projects cancelled or delayed, but 510 that have now passed FID. So let's be positive. Now, let's go to a closer look at the demand. The report published by Hydrogen Council shows that supply is ready to scale. The total committed capacity now exceeds 6 million tons per annum, of which 1 MTPA is already in operation. By 2030, we see 9 to 14 MTPA clean supply potential, which would provide adequate supply to meet the expected policy-supported demand. Let's look at the demand. On the demand side, 3.5 MTPA of binding offtake have been secured, and we expect more than 8 of clean hydrogen by 2030. The question is, can we do it? Can we unlock the necessary demand so that we can meet the market? Let's, before going into the answers of this question, let's go to the dynamic across various continents. China has emerged as a dominant force in hydrogen. It is currently leading the world in total commitment investment, $33 billion. You've got North America, which continues to lead the low-carbon hydrogen project with 60% of global committed capacity, and Europe, now ranking third in total investment. So the Compass combines comprehensive industry data with perspective from over 70 global leaders. Various CEOs of the various members of the Hydrogen Council have shared their messages. And the messages are really around 3 words, I would say: confidence, clarity, and urgency. 3/4 of the surveyed CEO report stable or increased investment appetite over the last 2 years. 83% of the CEO expect industry growth to continue. And they will agree on one thing: let's take, it will happen, let's go and further action. So what do we need to continue hydrogen growth trajectory? This is the requirement that Hydrogen Council express. We need the right policies, we need the right infrastructure, and when we say infrastructure, it could be pipelines, underground storage, and also the right partnership. The policy should be clear, stable, and practical. We need a framework, a clear framework for people to invest. This is the number of the various members of Hydrogen Council. In closing, I want to make it short because, of course, the report is accessible to all of you. We hope that the compass will provide an helpful perspective on what is really happening on the ground. We shall be proud. It is on progress. We are learning. It takes time. There were some difficulties, right, but it is on its way. We face opportunities and challenges, but the evidence is clear. Hydrogen is growing around the world. So I invite you to browse the data, and there will be the link here shared with you. Contribute at your level to share positive studies, what is happening on the ground. We need, of course, a lot of things to happen, but let's be realistic. It is a little bit slower, but now it is happening. This is concrete. And of course, I was speaking about general worldwide image, I would say, but especially as we are in Morocco today, let's hope that Morocco will be soon on the map of hydrogen for production, one day for export as well. This is what I wish for the country. Thank you for your attention, and let's be positive and enthusiasm.